everyone, Swati and Vinayak from the Jam Club, and welcome to our channel where we dive deep into the world of whiskies, bringing to you some of the finest drams from the world. In today's video, we are going to review Dewar's Double Double 21-year-old. And before we get started with the review, please like and subscribe to our channel.
Dewar's pioneered the double maturation process. In this process, the whiskey is matured, blended, and again rested in oak casks for 6 months to get a well-rounded whiskey.
So what's Double Double? Well, in 2019, Dewar's master blender, Stephanie McLeod, came up with a new series of whiskies where the whiskies went through a 4-stage aging process. So Swati, do you know the 4 steps of this Double Double aging process?
I do, but I think it will be great if you can explain it for our viewers.
Definitely. So the first step in this 4-step process is aging, where malt whiskies and grain whiskies are aged separately. Stage 2 is blending together. In this stage 2, all malt whiskies and all grain whiskies are blended and aged separately. Step 3, aging again. So all the blended malt whiskies and all the blended grain whiskies are blended together to create the final blend. Fourth stage, finishing in sherry casks. The final stage is where the entire blend is finished in Oloroso sherry casks for up to 1 year. And Swati, since this is the first time we are going to taste any whiskey from this Dewar's Double Double series, let's not waste any more time and get started.
I think right off the bat, this whiskey looks more like a sherry.
Of course, there are whiskey that are sherry bombs, which are similar or darker in shade. But I haven't seen too many blended Scotch whiskies with this intensity in terms of color. It also, the viscosity seems pretty good on this one, right?
I think deep copper is how I would define the color.
Dark amber, deep copper. Cool, let's nose it.
Yeah.
Lots of sherry, spice, nuts.
You know, when you go to the warehouses, they are damp and you're getting that lot of sherry casks, you get that nose. Yeah. That's the nose that I get out of this.
You mean the aromas that are there in the warehouse?
Yeah, warehouse. I instantly get that kind of a feeling with the nose.
There's so much sherry. It is like a really, in spite of just that 1 year of finishing in Oloroso, I think, so it goes on to show the quality of barrels or sherry cask that Dewar's uses. Yeah. Within a year, you get this sort of extraction in terms of color, aromas. We are yet to taste it, so we'll tell you on the tasting notes in a bit.
Very rich fruits.
Yeah, dates.
Dates, apricots.
I'm getting prunes. I'm not more on the dark fruit side. So definitely berries. I'm going to add a couple of drops of water.
Yeah, I think there are some hints of spices, but I think the water will open up a little bit. I'm getting those sweet spices. Lots of cinnamon suddenly once the water is gone into the whiskey.
I'm getting cherry. Cinnamon definitely. I'm getting some nutmeg. There's a hint of mocha also coming for me.
Yeah.
Let's have a sip.
Yeah. Very rich and desserty.
Sweet. Yeah. Spicy. Drying. It has a nice dryness coming through, right?
I get those dates on the palate as well. Figs. I'm
still trying to register all the flavors that I'm getting.
I think I'm getting a lot of chocolate notes. I wasn't getting the chocolate as pronounced in the nose. Yeah. But on the palate, I'm getting a lot of chocolate notes.
So I'm getting a bit of those hazelnut. I'm also getting, obviously there is spice again coming through.
Yeah.
I'm getting those chocolate notes on it. A lot of brown sugar coming through for me. Bit of nutmeg.
Again, those baking spices, star anise. There's a little bit of, not black pepper, white pepper kind of a note to it.
I'm just pleasantly surprised by the dryness. That puckering sensation that I'm getting is, I haven't experienced it in a lot of whiskies lately. So it's really very well balanced. Again, that sweet, spicy, viscosity again at 46% ABV, it's spot on.
It's got a very smooth mouthfeel, like it coats your palate really well. There's a little bit of oiliness to it.
I'm just loving this whiskey. It has so much happening on it.
It's a very decadent whiskey for me.
Oh yeah. It's absolutely very decadent, luxurious. Use any adjective, superlative to describe the whiskey.
True.
And given the fact that it is in limited edition or it's limited release, I better pick up a couple of bottles.
Yeah, and all the double doubles are actually 500 ml bottles.
Oh yeah.
They are not like 750 or 700 cl that you usually have.
What do you think about the finish on this one, Swati?
I think it's very long, spicy.
Yeah.
But again, not overly spicy, like you get those baking spices. There is some dates, the sweetness from the dates. And I'm getting these chocolate notes, which I really like on the finish. Yeah. So I think it's a very desserty dram for me, like I said.
The finish for me is definitely on the longer side. I'm getting some spices, more of cinnamon and star anise.
Right.
There's definitely some chocolate coming through and a bit of sweetness from those dates and raisins that you're getting. That's again, that's also following through So I think spot on with the finish as well.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant whiskey.
Yeah, absolutely. Pleasantly surprised.
Quite surprising. This is the first double that we are actually trying.
Yeah.
So there's a 27 and a 32, which is also available.
So how would you rate the whiskey on a scale of 0 to 10? 0?
No, I think I would rate it a 9.5.
Yeah.
I think it's a brilliant whiskey, very indulgent. Whatever you see on the bottle carries through all the way till the finish.
Yeah.
So I think...
You mean right from the color to the...
Color, to the nose, to the palate and to the finish. I think very, very consistent offering.
So why not 10 since you're liking it so much?
So I think for me, a 10 on 10 whiskey is a sherry peat style whiskey.
Okay.
That's my all-time favorite.
Okay.
There is obviously no peat or smoke that
Got it.
I get on this. So that's why a 9.5.
Got it.
If there was some smoke on it, I would have definitely rated it a 10 on 10. So Vinayak, how would you rate this whiskey?
For me, it's a 9 on 10. I think I don't want to give them a 10 on 10 because I don't want them to be complacent.
Okay.
I want them to keep coming up with such exceptional stuff. So a 9 on 10 for me. And that was a review of Dewar's Double 21-year-old. Let us know in the comments below if you have tried this whiskey and your thoughts about it.